What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG's back with a new video talking about a new transfer rumor that's popped up in the Leeds United atmosphere. Going to be getting into that in just a moment. If you haven't already, please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're sensible, drop a comment below. If you want to become a member of the channel, link is in the description. Just goes a long way to helping me out, helping the channel out, and really does show an extra bit of support for myself. We're going to talk about a transfer rumor, and it's incoming, which is nice. You know, we're seeing Somerville, Archie Gray, you know, and all the rest of our star players talked about in the outgoings thing, especially if we don't go up. But we're talking about incoming here, and again, that is reliant on us going up to this rumor in particular. But I would say, I mean, a couple people I've seen in the comments talking about it's too early to talk about transfer rumors. I don't think so. I think it's great that we're getting whispers and rumors about Leeds United trying to do business, depending on the situation we're in. You have to talk to these players before. You know, we're not in a position of Leicester and Ipswich who know what league they're going to be in. We don't know right now. So it does not hurt speaking to the player that we're going to speak to about in a minute and say, listen, if we come up to the Prem, we'd love to sign you. Obviously, we know it's off the table if we stay in the Championship. Please don't happen. Please don't happen. But, you know, we want to speak to you anyway. And if we come up, we'd love to sign you. And that's how you get things in order. And we've been guilty in the past under our previous owners for not doing this nearly enough. We've been doing everything too late. You know, Radrazani himself said about delays in transfers, meaning we missed out on players. So I like this approach. I'll give my thoughts on this player and just the type of player he is and why it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So the player in question is Marius Wolf, a 28-year-old German international who currently plies his trade at Borussia Dortmund. And the news broke with Patrick Berger. Well, that's where I first saw it. I should say that just in case he ain't the original source. But let me read what he put in here. Leeds United is interested in Marius Wolf, 28 German. The right back is leaving Borussia Dortmund after 6 years as free agent, so there'll be no transfer fee. You know, free, lovely price that everybody loves to pay. If Leeds are promoted to the Premier League, a transfer could be a realistic option for Wolf. Plettenberg then follows it up and just says Leeds have inquired about the 28-year-old right back who leads Dortmund as a free agent, but there is also interest from Spain, Italy, and Saudi Arabia. Now, obviously, you'd probably look at that and think, depends on what he wants as his new challenge. You know, Spain, Italy, all interesting options. But obviously, Saudi Arabia will probably be the kicker, especially as a free transfer. You'll probably get an even bigger wage than if a Saudi Arabia club had to pay a fee for him. So there's always that. So it all depends on what he wants to do next. And I'm not mad at what any player, you know, wants to do. If he wants to go Saudi Arabia, set his family up for life, that's cool. But if he is to take the challenge with Leeds United, it's something that I would be very interested in seeing. First of all, with Marius Wolf, he goes back to the type of right back or full back that if we had survived in the Premier League, I would have liked to have signed, because I think we should go for solid players first. But it's not like he doesn't get up and down the pitch. He does all of that. He can attack if you need him to. But I've seen him, when I've seen him, he's been very, very good at blocking crosses. That's one thing he does. He'll always throw his body in the way. He still gets up and down, like I said, on the right-hand side, but he's defensively sound, defensively efficient. And I think that is very, very important for us if we are to return to the Premier League. We can't do what we did before, people. We cannot do that again in terms of having players that are just positionally just so dense. I'm trying to be nice here, but we need to have solid players, and he gives you both. What I will say is that he's not the first choice right back at Dortmund. He's more of a squad player. Julian Ryerson is the first choice, Norwegian international. And you know that name Ryerson, because his name's Ryerson. I want to go Julian Ryerson. Groundhog Day fans will know what I'm talking about with Ned Ryerson. You know, shout out if you do, put it in the comments. But yeah, he's still been a good contributor to Dortmund, and there is a big chance that you will see him come on off the bench against Real Madrid in the Champions League final. So if you haven't seen him yet, that will be the you know, great opportunity to see him play. Now let's hope that if he does come on, he's not against Vinny Jr. and he gets dusted up like Vinny Jr. can do to anybody, and then everyone goes, this guy. Because Vinny Jr. can do that to anyone. We've seen him do it to Kyle Walker. So, you know, you know what, it can happen to anyone. But Marius Wolf, what I'll say is that even if it's not Marius Wolf, I like that kind of profile that we're trying to get. So if Marius Wolf doesn't happen, if we're going along those lines as Leeds United, if when we go up, then I'm cool with that. I'm very cool with that. And especially for free, you'd think that he'd be one of two fullback signings. I don't know if we try and get Connor Roberts. I'm not convinced about Connor Roberts in the Prem. I'm really not. And I'm not saying that just because Vincent Kompany didn't play him for Burnley. Vincent Kompany's got a specific style of football he likes to play. He's been recently linked with the Bayern job, which is very interesting. But I don't know. I think in the Championship, Connor Roberts is absolutely brilliant. I think that is his peak level. That's where all his attributes will shine. Premier League, though, I'm not convinced. But if it's Wolf and another, then that would be good for me. I will say this. I'm guessing this will come up. He did have heart surgery, and as I put this on the screen, I can see everyone watching right now going. But this surgery did occur in the autumn period of 2022. So let me just give you something that he said on an interview with a German publication. Um, Let me not even try and say that. Ruhrnachrichten. Neurachnichten. That will do. I had atrial fibrillation, said Wolf. The heart rhythm wasn't normal. I noticed that clearly. Of course, you get queasy and weird and first because you don't know what it is. It was a sleepless night. I laid in bed at home, didn't know what was going on. I won't describe the thoughts now, but it certainly wasn't nice. Um, 3 days between his diagnosis and operation. And he was told that he had to do the surgery, that as a competitive athlete, there really is no other way around it, said the then 27-year-old. But then just 10 days after the operation, Wolf was able to start running again. And since the turn of the year, which would be in 2023, he's become a key player under Eden Terzic. He had to take blood thinner for a month and wasn't allowed to do team sports. But he's come off medication now and is allowed to do everything again. So again, listen, and that you're talking 2023 there, people. I can still see it being an issue for some, and I get it. But I would think that when Leeds United, if they were to sign him, they would do a very stringent check. Now, with our medical team, that really doesn't say a lot, let's be real. But you would think that they would get all the records. They would have seen over the past, well, ever since he's had the surgery, he's only been out, I think, once with a kind of injury, and it was nothing to do with cardio or issues or nothing like that. So maybe it won't be such an issue now. And we've seen Christian Eriksen; he's played football again, and there's someone else as well. I know Aguero had to retire from a heart issue, but I'm sure somebody else has had to do it too recently. A defender out in Italy. I can't remember his name though. So yeah, I don't think this will be an issue. I can imagine it being an issue for some, but I would think that it's been sorted now. It's been over a year, and I think it's all good. But again, if it's not Marius Wolf, I like the targets that we're trying to get, and I do imagine Daniel Farke dipping into the Bundesliga transfer market even more than he has. You know, we already signed Gruev from the Bundesliga. I can see more happening, especially if we reach the Premier League. I think that is it, people. Yep, that is it for this one. Leave your comments below, your thoughts on Wolf if you've seen him play, of course, or who else you prefer. Who else would you go for at right back? If you've got any suggestions, put them in the comments below. Guys, have a lovely day. Like the video before you go, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, people.